are you too damn afraid to say what you feel? 'Cause there's nothing worth living for if you can't even afford to be honest with yourself. Grains of salt are falling around you, snow blowing like it's onto you own the words that you say. Or are you too damn afraid to say what you mean? Or are you too damn afraid to say what you feel?
Checked the closet, but the monster went to bed. We can be alone now. It's just us two, and I tucked your feet in, so the blanket holds you tight all through the night. And I wear my jammies. Yeah. You know that I will walk across this world to find you. I'll build a ship and take a lift. Chase you to the moon and places. I'll never change here without you. Know that I will walk across this world to find you. I'll build a ship and take a lift. Know that I will chase you to the moon and places. I'll never change here without you. We're standing in the nighttime holding hands, chasing plans. We're standing in the nighttime in our dreams. We're planning our escape with colored crayons, painting hands. We're planning our escape, so come and see. And I checked the closet, but the monster went to bed. We can be alone now. It's just us two, and I tucked your feet in, so the blanket holds you tight all through the night. And I wear my jammies. Yeah. You know that I will walk across this world to find you. I'll build a ship and take a lift. You know that I will chase you to the moon and places. I'll never change here without you. Know that I will walk across this world to find you. I'll build a ship and take a lift. Know that I will chase you to the moon and places. I'll never change here without you. We're standing in the night, don't walk across this chasing flames. We're standing in the night.
Einen wunderschönen guten Dienstagabend. Herzlich willkommen beim Stream. Herzlich willkommen zurück zu Pathfinder. Und wie schon gestern angekündigt und auch im Streamtitel zu lesen, ist der Plan, heute den Through the Ashes DLC zu starten. Ich glaube, der kurze Text erklärt ganz gut, worum es da gehen wird. Also, keine Ahnung, ich habe ihn noch nicht gespielt, aber war der Future Knight Commander, das war der Surda, ein heroischer Fuchs, der die Welt gerettet hat, indem er die Zeit zurückgedreht hat, is fighting the historic battle for the Wardstone and the whole world. The regular people on the burning streets of Canabres are doing their best to survive. In this additional campaign for low-level characters, you will see the war through the eyes of common city dwellers, proving that you don't need to be a mythic champion to be a hero. Lead a small group of townsfolk out of captivity to save refuge. Who will you save? Who will you sacrifice? And what grim secrets of the World Wound have the main campaign's heroes missed? Jo, dann gehen wir da direkt mal weiter. Difficulty würde ich sagen, lasse ich auf Normal, so wie wir auch die Main-Kampagne gespielt haben. Da will ich jetzt für den DLC derweil noch nichts ändern. Next. Und im Zuge dessen müssen wir jetzt einen neuen Charakter erstellen. Aber wenn es da tolle vorgefertigte gibt, werden wir natürlich wieder Custom machen. Ich habe mir noch nicht so genau überlegt, was es werden soll. Ich habe mir gedacht, das entscheiden wir jetzt dann spontan. Und fangen einmal mit der Rasse an und arbeiten uns dann zurück zu Klasse und Porträt. Ist nach wie vor meiner Meinung nach ein bisschen eine komische Aufteilung, aber ich denke, irgendwo ist es auch einfach Geschmackssache, was man sich in welcher Reihenfolge aussucht. Irgendwo sind die drei so auf einem Level von der Abarbeitung her. So. Wir könnten ein einfacher Human sein. Ein Elf. Ein Zwerg. Natürlich jeweils männlich-weiblich. Gnome, Halbling, Halbelf, Halborg, ein Asima, Tiefling, Oriat, humans whose ancestry includes such of elemental being of earth, somewhere along the line often of a Scheiten genie. Stoic, contemplative are rates not easily moved, yet are almost unstoppable when spurred to action. They remain mystery to most of the world thanks to their reclusive nature, but those who seek them out in their secluded mountain hideaways find Orats to be quiet, dependable, and protective of their friends. I don't know. Dampier. Dampier ist natürlich interessant, so als Halbvampir. Aber es kann natürlich auch sehr unpraktisch werden, wenn man einen Untoten in der Party hat. Was wäre denn Halborg? Half-orcs get the worst of both worlds. Still, while not exactly accepted, half-orcs in civilized societies tend to be valued for their martial prowess. They are usually forced to grow up hard and fast, constantly fighting for protection or to make names for themselves. Feared, distrusted, and spat upon, half-orcs still consistently manage to surprise their detractors with great deeds and unexpected wisdom, though sometimes it's easier to just crack a few skulls. Both genders of half-orcs stand between 6 and 7 feet tall, with powerful builds and greenish or greyish skin. Their canines often grow long enough to protrude from their mouths, and these tusks, combined with heavy brows and slightly pointed ears, give them their notoriously bestial appearance. While half-orcs may be impressive, few ever describe them as beautiful. So, +2 racial bonus on persuasion checks when used to intimidate due to their fearsome nature. Half-orcs are proven great axes and falchions and treat any weapon with the word orc in its name as a martial weapon. Great axes. When a half-orc is brought below 0 hit points but not killed, he can fight on for one more round, as if disabled. At the end of this next turn, unless brought to above 0 hit points, he immediately falls unconscious. Dwarves, elves, gnomes, half-elves, half-orc, halflings, kitsune receive 2+ racial bonus on perception checks. Various places and living conditions create sub-races different from their peers. They gain unique racial traits in exchange for losing some of their usual ones. Ich habe irgendwie gerade Bock auf einen Halborg-Krieger mit großer Waffe und deswegen wird es genau das werden. So, jetzt brauchen wir noch ein passendes Porträt. That's not quite it. Bei Kingmaker vielleicht was dabei. Nicht wirklich. Das Porträt-Department ist, was das angeht, echt suboptimal. What the hell? Gibt es bei Wrath of the Righteous keinen einzigen männlichen Halborg-Porträt vom Base-Setup her? Weil bei Custom was drin? Dann haben wir einen ganzen Haufen reingeladen. Ich würde sagen, es passt. Den nehmen wir. So, klasse. Es ist also definitiv einmal kein Alchemist. Es wird auch kein Arcanist werden. Baba. Der Junge schaut schon einmal ordentlich aus. Barbarians are melee warriors who plunge into rage to deal their enemies a lot of damage. They move fast and have a lot of health, but are poorly armored. As they advance, the barbarians gain immunity to some of the enemy's tactical advantages. Rage temporarily increases attack power, health, and the ability to resist hostile control, but also decreases defense. After the rage ends, character gets fatigued and becomes weaker for a short time. Rage powers. Barbarians can choose passive or activated powers to make some of their abilities stronger while weakening the others, and only work while Barbarian is raging. Only one activated power can work at the same time. Uncanny dodge. To react to a danger faster than others. Thanks to it, they can evade penalty to their armor class in some situations and become immune to some of the enemy's tactical advantages. Armored Hulk. Some barbarians disdain the heights and leather used as armor by most of their kin. Instead, they master the heaviest of armors, even those created by more civilized people, to gain greater protection and stability in battle. Beastkin Berserker. Where some barbarians take on bestial aspect in their rage, as the Beastkin Berserker descends so deeply into primal fear that she actually transformed into an animal. No. Some people consider barbarians savages driven by rage and animal instincts. Instinctual warriors represent the opposite picture. They are concentrated fighters who are so adept at controlling their rage that they can fight blind, relying on only a sixth sense. Invulnerable Rager. Some barbarians learn to take whatever comes their way, shrugging off mortal wounds with ease. These barbarians invite their enemies to attack them and use pain to fuel their rage. Okay. Mad Dog. Though named for the wild savages who fight alongside rabid dogs, mad dogs employ all manner of beasts as their battle brethren. Pack Rager can be a thing of savage beauty, exhibiting lethal grace. Where such uncontrolled displays of carnage often disgraced group tactics, there are those parents who rage inspire and spawn their allies during the first dance of death. Blood Rager. Blood Ragers are berserkers who succumb to rage to increase their power in melee fight. They can use basic set of arcane spells. Ihr seid's raus. Kavalier, Cleric, Druid, simpler Fighter. Fighters are adept at physical damaging their enemies. They have access to a vast array of abilities which turn them into either masters of melee fighting or deadly sharpshooters. Fighters are also great at employing armor and shields, which allows them to become a reliable protector for their allies. However, they are unable to use magic, and their weak willpower makes them vulnerable to hostile magic. Defender, Armiger, Hell Knights, Dragon Air Scion, Mutation Warrior, Tower Shield, Two-Handed Fighter. Some fighters focus their effort on finding biggest, heaviest, most imposing weapon they can find in training to manage and harness the weight of their massive weapons for maximum impact. These fighting skill benefits only apply when using two-handed weapons. Ja. Skull is a combination of fierce fighter and empowering ally. You usually fight in melee, can apply limited number of spells. Nope. Slayer can fight both in melee and ranged. Melee is dealing large amounts to enemies, however their defense is rather weak. A sneak attack? Nope. Sorcerer, Warpriest, Witch, Wizard. So, es ist entweder der klassische Fighter, da gibt es den praktischen Two-Handed Fighter. Oder es ist wirklich einfach der Barbarian mit Rage. Simple Barbarian, let's go. Racial Heritage. Basic. Human raised. Human raised half-orcs lose ferocity and orc weapon ferocity but gains one additional skill point per level. Tribal half-orcs lose orc ferocity and keen senses but gains +1 luck bonus on all saving throws due to sacred tattoos and the +2 racial bonus on law and nature checks. Basic. Background. Warrior. So, okay, da hätten wir die Weapon Proficiencies. Warte mal, wie war das beim Half-Orc? Orc Weapon Familiarity. Are proficient with Great Axes and Falchions. Das heißt, die braucht da im Grunde genommen hätte ja nicht noch einmal eine Weapon Proficiency auf Great Axe. Aber vielleicht auf einen großen Zweihänder. Mal schauen, ob das irgendwo drin ist. Great Axe, Hand Axe, Battle Axe, Heavy Pick, Warhammer, Lighthammer. Das wird natürlich auch gehen, ein großer Hammer. Leader. Great Sword, Buckler. Okay, Regional, das sind die ganzen Caster. Scholar ist definitiv auch Caster-lastig. Smith. So, Athletics. Proficient with Lighthammers and Warhammers. +1 bonus on fortitude saving throws. Already has class skill or armor by selected background from a class to a character. Bonus from background change to a +1. Oh, das wäre dann vielleicht doch Lumberjack. Great Axe, Hand Axe, Battle Axe. Aber dann muss sie halt echt schon, dass ich eine Great Axe krieg. Let's go. Holzfäller, Junge. So, Racial Bonus, Strength, nehmen wir. Gehen wir da gleich voll in Strength und Constitution ein, oder? Vielleicht übertreiben wir es nicht ganz so. Naja, brauchen wir nicht ganz so viel Int. So als Half-Orc. Ich glaube, das ist eine vernünftige Aufteilung. Oder auch nicht, aber wir machen es eh. Ziemlich stark, haltet einiges aus. Ein bisschen Decks für Inni und so. Und besonders schlau oder weise muss er nicht sein. So. Was haben wir da? Skill Points. Mobility. Athletics. Athletics nehmen wir auf jeden Fall einmal mit. Law and Nature. Nehmen wir Mobility noch. Weapon Focus. Choose one type of weapon. You can also choose unarmed strike, or if you are spellcaster melee or range such attack as your weapon for the purpose of this feat. You gain +1 bonus on all attack rolls moves you make using the selected weapon. Great axe. Choose DT. Dwarven God. Great Destroy World 6 only destroy creation. Ja. Chaotic Neutral ist, glaube ich, ein ganz guter Einstieg. Man muss nicht unbedingt böse sein, nur weil man Upper war ist. So, Body Type. Ich glaube, der Answer passt ganz gut. Ist die Frage, wie grün oder braun will man sein, gell? Gehen wir mehr ins Grüne. Face. Oh Gott, der wird nicht hübscher. Oh, nimm mal Dreier. Der Blick ist einfach zu irre. Oh Gott. Nö. Eye Color. Ich habe einfach rot gekauft, aber rot gibt's nicht. Aber noch einmal grün ins Grüne rein. Ich meine, es fällt eh nicht wirklich auf. Oh Gott. Ich bin zu gezoomt und kann eigentlich nicht zwischen dem hellgrün und dem schwarz wirklich unterscheiden, um ehrlich zu sein. Minimal sieht man da vielleicht was. Ist so egal, welche Augenfarbe man nimmt. Es fällt halt echt nicht wirklich auf. So, Hairstyle. Was haben wir da Tolles? So, ein feiner Iro. Oh ja. Okay, na der... Nee. Aber ja, ich glaube, den können wir nehmen. Bringt halt nichts, dem grünen Ork grüne Haar auf den Kopf zu klatschen. Ich glaube, so ein dunkles Braun wird ganz okay sein. Mann, das Lila da ginge auch. Dunkles Braun passt. Kriegsbemalung. Oha. Kriegen wir den einmal in irgendeiner schön... Ja, schön kräftig, dass man sich das anschauen kann. So. Teilweise echt einfach das halbe Gesicht in Rot angepinselt. Bisschen die Augen betonen mit der Kriegsbemalung. Hübsch, Lippenstift aufgetragen. Okay, die letzten paar sind halt definitiv Schminke und keine Kriegsbemalung. Ich meine, gewissermaßen ist Schminke wahrscheinlich auch ein Ort von Kriegsbemalung. Ah, man kann da mehrere stacken, oder was? Warte mal. Kann ich sagen, ich mag das? Ja, original. Ah, okay. Good to know. Man werde ich jetzt wahrscheinlich nicht brauchen. Ja, maybe. Ich hätt gern etwas, was nur auf einer Seite ist, aber trotzdem nicht so extrem wie das halbe Gesicht angepinselt. Und da wäre das eine so ziemlich die einzige Auswahl scheinbar. Ja, weil da sind wir dann in einem Schminkbereich. Also wird's wohl das da werden. Ein Tattoo kann man ihm natürlich auch noch geben. Einen hübschen Schmetterling auf die Schulter. Okay, und Tattoos kann man auch mehrere aufetun. Hallo, einen wunderschönen guten Abend. Ja, ich glaube, wir geben ihm da das Blau. So, und dann ist noch die Frage der Kleidung. Das Rot hat eigentlich eh ganz fein ausgeschaut. Hat das Spiel auch vor kurzem gekauft, war etwas teuer. Ich würde sagen, totally worth it. Wie gut kenne ich das Spiel? Ich habe die Main Story einmal durchgespielt mit einem Charakter. Da sage ich einmal fast alles gemacht. Und dann den ersten Story DLC bisher fertig gespielt und jetzt fange ich eben den zweiten an. Also jetzt wirklich der absolute Guru in dem Game bin ich definitiv nicht. So, da werden wir einfach ein Schwarz dazu tun.
I'll take care of it.
Das passt von der
Get it off me.
I have no need for this.
Forwards!
A solid plan.
I lead. You spell's not working like that. None shall escape!
Passt, glaube ich, ganz gut zum Ork. Macht es eigentlich einen Unterschied, wenn man Hexenmeister mit gekreuzten Blutungen zweimal dieselbe Blutlinie nimmt? Das kann ich da tatsächlich nicht sagen. Hexenmeister habe ich mich überhaupt nicht befasst. Tut mir leid.
Someone else would make better use of this.
Not that I care. I'm not touching that. All this waiting bore. Combat is adjourned.
I can find.
Don't know.
I'll go ahead.
Beim Halbvampir musst du halt eigentlich wirklich nur, sag ich einmal, besonders aufpassen, dass er untot zählt und demnach Heilmagie ihn damaged. Aber ansonsten wäre er jetzt dann nicht wirklich anders als andere Rassen.
I
Ich glaube, Aggressive passt ganz gut. Wollte einen Necromancer spielen wie ein Kingmaker. Ich meine, Necromancer erreichst du halt dann sehr gut, wenn du auf Lich wechselst, würde ich sagen. Also von dem her ist, womit du anfängst, kannst viel machen. Aber dadurch, also durch den Lich Mythic Path, kriegst du dann halt wirklich Necromancer Vibes. Und was du davor hast, wird dann diesbezüglich sogar ein bisschen zweitrangig. Okay, du hast in Wrath of the Righteous einerseits deinen normalen Charakterlevel und du bekommst dann ab einer gewissen Stelle, kannst du dich für gewisse Mythic Paths entscheiden. Das ist so eine zusätzliche Klasse, die du auf deine bestehende drauflegst. Da gibt es verschiedene Pfade, wobei du für Lich wahrscheinlich am besten sogar wirklich einen Guide zu Rate ziehen solltest, also eine Lösung, wo drin steht, was du von der Story her davor alles machen musst, dass du den dann auswählen kannst. Und die Klasse gibt dir halt einfach noch einmal extra Spells, extra Abilities. Je nachdem, was du halt nimmst, variiert es dann sehr stark, was du da noch kriegst. Und es macht auch wirklich sehr viel vom Charme von dem Teil aus. Und da gibt es halt einen Haufen verschiedene Mythic Paths. Also wenn du wirklich wissen willst, was ist Gameplay technisch stärker, muss ich da leider sagen, wirst du es googeln müssen. Hängt halt wahrscheinlich da vom Schwierigkeitsgrad, auf dem du spielst, ab, wie viel Einfluss es überhaupt hat. So, ich brauche auf jeden Fall für den noch irgendeinen Namen. Nehmen wir einfach den 20. Celestial. So viel ich helfen kann, sehr gerne. Wie heißt du, guter Mann? Wir nennen den jetzt einfach Gremka.
Let's hear you cry.
Der Gremka ist es geworden. Ein Halborg, neutraler Barbar, chaotisch neutraler Barbar, der sehr auf Großäxte steht. Ich hoffe, ich finde da Großaxt. Und ansonsten würde ich sagen, schauen wir einfach, was uns da erwartet in dem DLC. Let the story begin. WB. When many years had passed, chroniclers would speak of the attack on Canaris as a turning point that marked the start of the Fifth Crusade. But in those days of fire, most people had no time to think of history. They were concerned with more pressing matters. Sollte man zuerst Kingmaker gespielt haben, sind das komplett unterschiedliche Storyen. Ist komplett eigenständig. Ich persönlich habe Kingmaker noch nicht gespielt. Ich überlege, ob ich es jetzt dann vielleicht noch anfangen will, aber du brauchst von Kingmaker keinerlei Vorwissen. Ist komplett irrelevant. They were concerned with more pressing matters. Where can we find shelter? How do we bandage these wounds? How do we survive one more day? Ja, der Junge schaut nicht mehr ganz nüchtern aus, wie der dort wackelt. What the hell? Also unter Orks. Aber von der Kleidung her waren das, glaube ich, Kultisten, oder? Mit ihren weißen Röckchen. This time on stage has been home to many comedies and dramas, but this is the first genuine tragedy to play out across its boards, and the director of the piece is none other than the cursed Discari. The unwilling players must find a way to escape the theater, or else their deaths will be entertainment for the merciless audience. Direkt und wieso spielst du das eigentlich auf Englisch? Ich spiele in meinem Stream fast alles auf Englisch. Einfach weil ich persönlich oft kein Fan von den Übersetzungen bin. Und was für mich ein ganz großes Thema in so einem Game wie Pathfinder zum Beispiel ist, ich weiß jetzt nicht, wie viel im DLC Audio-Sync drin ist, aber das Main-Game hat halt immer wieder Texte, die gesprochen werden. Und dann ist der gesprochene Text in Englisch, weil es halt keine deutsche Sprachausgabe gibt. Und das, was du liest, ist aber in Deutsch. Und das kann ich nicht ausstehen, wenn das nicht auf einer Linie ist. So, okay. Das heißt, only music comes from the orchestra pit is now groans of the dying, but it seems one of the captors still has the strength to look for a way out. Ja. Habe ich Ausrüstung irgendwas? Ich habe auf jeden Fall keine Axt. Ich habe überhaupt nichts. You notice stage scenery and props amidst the amount of rubbish, pieces of the wars of Nerosian here, a fragment of an angel's helmet there, and a broken staff that very recently played the part of Radiance, the legendary sword. Hallo Joe, einen wunderschönen guten Abend. Schafft man solche Games eigentlich alleine oder braucht man eine Gruppe? Ich meine, du findest eh automatisch die ganzen Gruppenmitglieder während der Story. Ich vermute, mit den richtigen Tricks und Erfahrungen ohne Ende wird man das irgendwie solo hinkriegen. Aber es ist definitiv darauf ausgelegt, das als Gruppe zu spielen. Ja, Joe, weil du gerade, sag ich mal, Spur zu spät aufgetaucht bist oder nicht zu spät, gerade rechtzeitig. Also die Story an sich hat erst angefangen, wir sind da in dem Theater wieder aufgewacht, nachdem uns, ich vermute, irgendeine Kultisten verprügelt und runtergestoßen haben. Und als Charakter ist es ein Halborg Berserker geworden, Barbar. Barbar, da steht's. Halborg Barbar. Habe ich Lust drauf gehabt. Mal schauen, was draus wird. Ein Zauberer taucht immer zur rechten Zeit auf. Dagegen kann man wohl nichts sagen. So, wir haben einen Heiltrank, den können wir mal da einziehen. Sham Shortsword. Deals 1d4 damage instead of 1d6. It gives the wielder a -2 parry attack rolls made with it. Die perfekte Waffe. Kannst du den Char aussuchen? Ja, du erstellst einen neuen Charakter. Also du musst einfach einen neuen Charakter erstellen. Und ich habe die letzten Tage schon durchgehend überlegt, was es werden wird. Habe überlegt, vielleicht irgendein Dieb oder irgendwas. Und dann habe ich mir jetzt spontan einfach gedacht, Halborg, Baba, let's go. The corpse reeks of carrion and cheap booze. It looks like the cultist tripped and broke its neck. Also ich habe ein Holzschwert. Super. Okay, da gebe ich jetzt noch einen Speer. Ich werde mal beim Schwert bleiben. Milestone Experience. Experience points are awarded differently in this story. Okay. Instead of gaining points for defeating enemies, you only gain them at important story milestones, such as reaching certain places, solving puzzles, and discovering secrets. Don't waste your resources on needless combat. Evading a battle will grant you as much experience as winning it. Okay. Interessant. Ich glaube, den Kampf werde ich nehmen. Und ich bin direkt in den Rage-Modus gegangen. Ah, okay, weil das auf Autocast ist. Kann man den unchargen? Na, too close.
What have you done? Why did you kill him? Our poor Leafy. How could you?
What? Shit. Ich meine, ich bin automatisch in Combat gegangen. So, the half-elf dressed in tattered fleshy clothes, his face smeared with what remains of his stage makeup, brings his hands to his mouth in horror, revealing his long, delicate fingers and manicured nails. Oh Gott. Ja, ich glaub, den kann man ja mal retten. Saved your life and you're complaining?
Look, thank you for helping me out, but surely you could have found a non-violent solution.
Orc smash, ja genau. He glanced at the bloody corpse of the dog and immediately turns away, fighting the urge to vomit. What are dogs doing in a theater?
They're strays, the poor things. We feed them every once in a while. They look so miserable. I guess they were quick to forget about our friendship. Or maybe it was the insidious Baphomet who made them attack their patrons.
Wer wohl einfach Hunger gehabt haben. The dog would have mauled you to death.
What? No, not at all. Leafy and I are friends. He got scared, that's all. Scared and hungry after... Oh, Shellen, this is a nightmare. What did I do to deserve this? What sin did I commit? It's all the demons. I've never seen dogs behave like this. It's worse than rabies. Worse than plague. Those monsters have brought madness to our city. People have lost their minds and have started killing each other. And now the dogs have gone berserk.
Who are you?
Langrat Massini, at your service. Oh? I am the first violin in this very theater. Or at least, that's who I was before disaster struck. Now I'm just like you. Just another victim, hiding from savage monsters among the ruins, hoping to see the sunrise just one more time.
You must be familiar with this place. How do we get out of here?
Out of where? The orchestra pit or the theater? The only way out of the theater's through the seats, and that's where those killers are. And the orchestra pit? There was a door over there, but it was blocked by some rubble. long ago, way before the attack. Another option is the stage, but we'd be out in the open, and that's just what they want. So, there you have it. No way out. All we can do is pray.
I'll be going. So, also da gibt es irgendeine Tür. Und da haben wir noch ein Regal. Kann ich so ein Scroll benutzen? Wahrscheinlich eh nicht. Nö, brauche ich nicht einmal reinziehen. Me Orc, me not caster. Cultist Sorceress. Who's that sneaking around? The cultist pulls out a knife and looks around suspiciously. Once she gets a good look at you, she grins, showing her rotten teeth. Ah, our fresh meat is out for a walk, is it? Come over here, I'll get you good. In the name of Baphomet. So, was haben wir da? Come any closer and I'll shove the dagger down your throat. Don't, please. I'm one of you, you moron. Ich mag zwar grundsätzlich das Dreier mit I'm one of you, you moron, so versuchen zu überzeugen, aber ich bin ein Ork-Baba, Halb-Ork-Baba. Come any closer and I'll shove that dagger down your throat. Oh, scary. I'd love to see you try. The cultist walks toward you, raising her dagger, but then, out of nowhere, a silhouette appears behind her. The next moment, she lets out a gurgling wheeze as the man pulls a string around her neck and starts strangling her. The cultist whips around and pushes her dagger away, but he still manages to take her dagger. Ah. Ein Tiefling-Schurke vermutlich. The Recarve. Don't just stand there, kill her!
Cut them to pieces!
Okay. Keine Ahnung. Irgendwie hat der Turn-Based Mode gerade wieder. Er wollte nicht. To the stage.
Good work. One less goon for them, one more knife for us.
This middle-aged tiefling has clearly seen some hardships in his life. In a subtle movement of his nimble fingers, he hides the string he used to strangle the cultist up his sleeve, then sizes you up, his eyes narrowed.
You're not half bad yourself. The name's Reckart. We should stick together. Maybe we'll make it out of this slaughterhouse.
So, shake his hand, nice to meet you. Clasp his hand, let's do it, let's show those creeps. Let's do it.
You've got some spirit. There are even half a dozen others like you still alive in this city. Canabras might make it out of this mess after all. Alright, that's enough small talk. We better figure out how we're getting out of here. I have to make it to the Defender's heart, no matter what it... Wait!
Reckart freezes, listening. The string already taut reappears instantly in his hands. Das ist der Schauspieler.
Wait! Don't! I'm a friend, not a cultist. See?
Pale
I
with...
saw you
Ah.
do what you did. It was horrible. So much blood. But I guess you had no other choice, right? Those cultists are animals. How are there so many of them all of a sudden? Where did they come from?
What do you think? They've been living here this whole time, walking the same streets as us, breaking bread with us. Maybe they've even dropped by this theater of yours a time or two. to listen to some music and dream about what they were going to do once they seized power. Anyway, what do you want from us?
You two want to get out of here? I have an idea of how you could pull it off. I've worked in this theater for a long time, so I know every nook and cranny in the place. I could point you toward a way out, but you have to promise me that you'll take me with you. No, you'll have to swear it. I don't want to die in here.
Ich habe ihn unten gefragt, ob er einen Weg nach draußen kennt. Da hat er rumgeheult, dass es keinen Weg nach draußen gibt. Der Junge ist mir unsympathisch. What kind of a way out? I promise we'll get you out of here. Evil, you want a promise? How about I knock your teeth out instead? Tell us everything you know. Oder you won't get any promises from me. Fragen wir ihn zuerst einmal, was er damit meint.
Basically, there's a... Hold on a minute. First, give me your word that you won't leave me here to die. I'm not telling you anything until you promise me.
You won't get any promises from me.
Then you won't get anything from me either. I guess this is how we'll all die. Right here. You might change your minds, I suppose. We're not cultists. We're good townsfolk. We should be helping each other instead of whatever this is.
Dann rück mit der Sprache raus.
If you don't want to talk, then don't get in the way. We'll make do without your help. So listen, here's what I wanted to tell you before this fool crept up on us. No matter what it takes, I have to make it to the Defender's Heart. It's a tavern, you know it?
Yeah, I've been there before.
Great, because believe it or not, that watering hole is now the most important place in what's left of the city. It's been made into the headquarters for the remnants of the resistance against the demons. You might not think it to look at me, but I work for the Paladins, from the Order of the Eagle Watch. The resistance was put together by their leaders, Anevia and Irabeth Tirabade. And I have information for them. Something big. Something they need to know right now. I'm serious. The lives of everyone in this city depend on me delivering this report.
Okay. What report are you supposed to deliver?
The demons are preparing to launch an attack on the tavern. They're hoping to crush what's left of the city's defenders in one fell swoop. I was listening in on their plans when they caught me, tied me up, and threw me in here. I gotta warn the Paladins so that those fiends don't cut them all down. Instead, I'm lounging around at this luxury resort.
Ja, wahrscheinlich der große Angriff, gegen den man sich in der Main Story verteidigen hat müssen. There are still some people putting up a fight against the demons?
Hard to believe, huh? Well, the city isn't gonna curl up and die just like that. Everyone with the strength to fight is gathering at the Defender's Heart. And everyone without it too, I suppose. Sitting behind Paladin shields is safer, sure enough.
What do you want from me?
I hope I make it to the heart alive. I really hope I make it. But if I do end up kicking the bucket along the way, I want you to deliver my report instead. Find Commander Irabeth Tirabade or her wife Anevia at the tavern. Tell them the demons at the Tower of Eastrad are preparing a large-scale assault. They have to know. They have to be ready. You understand?
His hoarse voice is filled with anger and worry, but his eyes are steely with resolve. I see.
Then let's find a way out of this dump for starters. It might be worth talking to some of the other prisoners. They look like a bunch of half-dead wimps, but who knows? They could be of some use. I serve the Crusades, strange as it sounds.
Okay, so. Hat einen Dagger. Und ansonsten ist a Rogue.
It's done.
Before the World Wound, there was no theater in Canabras. It was built during the First Crusade to raise the spirits of fighters going off to fight the demons. Gods, please, gods, save us, please. Bemir. A burly ginger-haired fellow is cradling his hand. It is wrapped in a rag that has turned dark from all the dried blood. He raises his eyes to you. His gaze is haunted and seems at odds with his imposing physique. Who are you? What do you want? We're escaping. Are you with us? Escaping? Where's the thought? You lot got a plan? I can't say I see a way out of this place, but if we find something, I'm going with you. Can you fight? No, no. I'm not one to pick a fight anyway, and now that I've got fingers missing, what am I gonna do to those dirtbags? Bite them? Now if you need to move something heavy or bend something, or break down some door or other, that I can do. Nothing to it. What happened to your hand? They bit it off, the brutes. Half the palm gone just like that. How am I supposed to work now? How am I gonna feed my family? Who are you? Bemir's my name. I'm a miller around these parts. I brought me flour to the city and then I got caught up in this like mouse between two milestones. I must go. You do that, search a place through and through, there has to be some kind of way out.
I managed.
Baphomet's unholy sigil has been crudely drawn on the wall in blood, upside down. It seems these cultists aren't very proficient in demonology. Oh Gott. So, da haben wir noch eine Citizens und da liegt noch ein Buch wahrscheinlich rum. Ah, Notiz. The Great Deeds of Prelate Hulrun. Scene 1. Enter Chorus. A century of grief struck Avistan. Sarkoris fell, and the vast world wound opened, thus giving birth to the abyssal spawn. But then, Queen Galfrey, may her life be blessed, drank the vial, and, as Mendev's sheard, led forth the great crusades. And so 100 years have passed, Iomedes still guides us, as we hold the line, and in Canabras, Prelate Hulrun wages his sworn enemies of state. As long as he remains the law's unyielding keeper, the border city is safe from the demon's claws. Scene 2. A square in Canabras. Prelate Hulrun stands proud. A guardsman runs over to him. Hulrun. Who goes there? Guardsman. We're doomed, Prelate, doomed! A demon horde surrounds the city walls. Hulrun. Not another word, you craven. Form a unit. We'll fight the beasts and slay them in the name of good. Guardsman. Go outside the walls? I do not seek my death. Hulrun. You heretic! You betray Canabras? Die then! Hulrun slays the guardsman. Hulrun. This is no place for cowards. Iomede protects us, but fear is fertile soil for cultist filth. Hulrun exits. Scene 3. Prelate Hulrun with his unit marches beyond the gates to face the demon horde. Hulrun. Abyssal wretches stand before us. Inquisitor. Here comes a spear. It barely missed you, Prelate. Why take the risk? Hulrun. For years on end I've risked my life against our foe. I do not fear to lose it. Draw your blade, and may the goddess bless us. Go! To battle! Chorus. The prelate's fire and sword strike true. The endless ranks grow thinner by the minute, as snow in Mendev melts in early spring. The shrieking beasts have scattered for his ire. The prelate lives. Canabras will not fall. Ob sie das da noch aufführen für uns? A queen is already on her way here. She'll make them pay. Wotr. They let us go. This is some kind of misunderstanding. I'm sure they let us go soon. Ja, genau. Die Kultisten werden euch gehen lassen. Lighting. As your character hides from the superior enemy forces, they will on numerous occasions find themselves in dark or dimly lit places. To illuminate an area, you can use a torch or cast a light spell. Aber ich glaube, das werden wir als Secondary Weapon hernehmen einfach. Und gescheiter war tatsächlich, wenn es er nimmt. Wenn er eh vorne wegläuft. Okay, da haben wir eine Hunde. Hat ja Carsten, man soll Kämpfe vermeiden. Jetzt werden wir nicht unnötig die Hunde töten. Interacting with your environment. While playing through the Ashes DLC, you might want to pay extra attention to the interactive objects and the environment elements that your character encounters. Interacting with them might improve your chances in a fight or even help you entirely avoid combat with particularly dangerous enemies. Hold tab to highlight interactive objects with color outline and show interactive icons. Push the closet. Oh Gott, du kannst schleichen.
Using clever tactics now?
Du hast recht. Ich kann schleichen. Ich kann aber auch ein Bücherregal. Oh je, die Ratten. Bücherregal auf den Hund draufschmeißen.
Let's move already.
Aber vielleicht gibt es da drin Loot.
No time for standing around. Something's wrong.
Die Greed. The theater is long overdue for some maintenance. The floor is sagging and cracks have formed between the stone slabs. Someone did a sloppy job of patching a particularly large hole with uneven boards. Try to figure out where the hole leads. You can see stone walls through the cracks. The air coming through on the floor is damp. It's hard to say for sure what awaits down there, but it doesn't seem like a dead end. Try to rip the boards off. The boards don't budge, but they do creak like crazy. Hey, cut it out! If we're going to clear this hole, someone will have to distract the cultists, or else they'll be on us before you know it. Examine the boards. The uneven boards were haphazardly fastened together with rusty nails, but they still hold tight. You can't rip them off with your bare hands. We can't open this hole without some tools. We better have a good look around. There's got to be one lousy crowbar somewhere in this theater, right? Reckard looks on the planks. Yep, this isn't looking good. We'll have to work quickly or else they'll hear the creaking at the other end of the city. Maybe one of the no-hopers on stage can help us out? I could really use an extra pair of hands here.
We must act. They think us
Shit.
easy.
Der war ja mal im Stealth. Okay.
You're not a threat. You're an obstacle.
Der schleichende Halborg war weiß auch nicht so immersive. Ich werde es jetzt wahrscheinlich halt genau deswegen wieder sein lassen. Es ist kein Jäger. Der Typ will eine Großaxt in der Hand halten. Ist das jetzt wurscht wie er.
Pay attention. Head on.
I've survived.
Wir verprügeln die Ratten einfach.
It's you or me. You're not a threat. You're an obstacle.
So, wieder für ein Debuff Fatigue. Aus irgendeinem Grund bin ich erschöpft. Wahrscheinlich, weil ich gerade das Rage verwendet habe.
You're going down.
No one
Gott, was würde ich ohne die machen? Wobei ich nicht weiß, ob das Holzschwert so viel besser ist als meine Fäuste. Um ehrlich zu sein. Was haben wir da noch? Potion of Inflict Light Wound. Das kann man auch dem geben. Also, es ist halt ein Schamschatz. Warte mal, 4 bis 6, AW3 plus 3. 4 bis 7, AW4 plus 3. Okay. Es ist eine Spur besser. Nicht viel.
I managed.
Da haben wir noch einen Hund. 2 Hunde.
They think us easy prey. It's you or me.
Aber er kämpft ja mit der Fackel. Ist ja da auch.
Run them through.
Oh, der hat aber ein süßes Porträt, das arme
You're
Hund.
not a threat. You're an obstacle.
Ich glaube, wir werden uns den zweiten auch noch schnappen. Im Grunde genommen verbrauche ich ja ganz ehrlich gesagt jetzt nicht wirklich Ressourcen. Also, man klar, wenn er dann trifft.
Got you.
Da oben ist noch einer.
Well, you're not half bad. Using clever tactics now.
So, was haben wir da? Staunton Wayne, Hero of Mendev, a comic farce in 3 acts. Scene 1, a brothel. Staunton yawning. Oh, it's morning. What a sweet dream I've had. Night watch is far more bearable a task when one performs it here in a bed of warmth, and not outside in rain and hail and cold. Mistress, oh Staunton dearest, you are awake already? Don't say you are leaving me again. Please stay. Oh, how I wish for you to spend just 1 more hour here, or maybe a whole day. You may be short of stature, my sweet hero, but 'tis the size of your valor that's beguiled me. Staunton, alas, my love, I heed your trumpet's call. Such is a soldier's lot. One cannot stay in bed. Nay, one has to go on duty on occasion. It saddens me to leave you now, my doublet, but that's the sacrifice I make in nation's name. Scene 2, an army warehouse. Oh, woe is me! Why all of this misfortune? While I was boldly watchful asleep, nestled in the bosom of my companion in arms, my every snore a ward against near-do dwells. Conveniently they struck me in the back, they broke into the warehouse proper, and took it all, and left no scrap behind. What do? This plight is bound to earn me a conviction, and a prison cell, and lashes. Wait, could it be? Idea! I'll go on a crusade post-haste. I hear that lots of folks like me, as fearless and pure of heart, fight demons there, shed their blood aplenty, all for their homeland's hopes of peace. Mayhaps, then, none will wonder where I served and what great feats I committed along my noble path. So be it, Mendev! Meet your newer Crusader hero. Ich weiß nicht, wie das Spiel ist, aber in Pasquere hast du Hitroll-Nachteile im Dunkeln, außer du beleuchtest mit Fackel oder Darkvision oder so. Wenn es ein bisschen offen, kann man später wieder. Ja, dann vielen Dank fürs Vorbeischauen und bis später. Ich weiß ehrlich gesagt nicht, ob das Licht einen Unterschied macht. Ich glaube aber zumindest noch nie was davon gelesen zu haben. Aber wir haben ja da Rolls. Zumindest wird nichts dastehen.
Watch your step. fight won't be my last.
Crap.
You're going down!
Aber der Schurke kann sich ja zurückziehen. Und der Graham kann, unser stolzer Baba, vorwärts bewegen.
You're not a threat, you're an obstacle.
Haha, attack of opportunity.
The mission must be carried out. Using clever tactics now?
So, dann werden wir jetzt das Hunzi da aber auch noch schnappen.
I've got you!
Gramka steht im Weg rum. Oh Gott.
None shall escape!
You're going down!
Miss? What the hell?
Let's hear you cry!
I serve the Crusades, strange as it sounds. It's done.
So, da hinten war eine Kiste. Tools, nice. Brauchen wir für die Floorboards.
Using clever tactics now.
There's a sturdy looking door in front of you that's locked. You hear someone snoring on the other side. Listen closely. The people behind the door are fast asleep. Judging by their snoring, sniffling and smacking of lips, there are at least 3 people in there. Having a little snooze, the pigs. Rekard swears on his breath as he peeks through the keyhole. If they wake up, we might not be able to handle them all at once. I wish we could smother them in their sleep, but the door is locked. Maybe should wedge it shut with something from this side to keep them in there? Trickery 8 und die brauchen nur 10. Let's go. The door opens without a sound. The cultists are snoring peacefully, unaware of the danger.
No time for standing around.
So, was haben wir da? Ein Pyromaniac, ein Sorcerer und ein Rebel Rouser.
Let's move already. Let's strike from the shadows. I lead, you follow. Run them through!
Think us easy prey. You're not a threat, you're an obstacle. It's you or me.
Out of my way! Drown in blood!
Klopft einem nochmal ordentlich drauf, da kennt der nächste Gramka. So, einen zweiten Dolch für unseren Schurken. Ich würde sagen, worth it. Door to the Auditorium. Da oben sind dann wahrscheinlich noch mehr Kultisten. Jetzt werde ich zuerst noch eine Runden fertig erkunden. Frada Linz Doughton. Hello. Don't come any closer. The hoarse warning is barked out with authority, the voice of someone who is used to giving orders. The speaker, however, does not look in the least bit intimidating. An aged dwarf woman in blood-stained clothes. Her face has been bandaged with a filthy rag. You've already caused enough trouble to be hanged thrice over. Escort me to safety, and I will be willing to plead extenuating circumstance when the court hands down your inevitable punishment. Rickard's eyes dart toward the hallway. Quiet! We're friends. You keep hollering like that and the courters will come bump us all off. Friends? I think not. You sound more like a street ruffian than a decent townsman. She makes no attempt to lower her voice. Diplomacy -1. Shut your mouth or else. The dwarf raises her fist defiantly. Don't you dare! Stay back in the name of Abada! Rickard looks around nervously again, but it appears that no one can hear the dwarf yelling. Drop the hysterics, Granny! For they killed the ones that did this to you. Can get you out if you like, and if you don't, you can keep on sitting in this basement until you rot. Fine. I'll take your word for it, but you better not be lying to me. Abada sees all. Take her to the stage. We'll take you somewhere less dangerous. That's right. Come on, follow me. We'll get those old bones of yours out of this hellhole. The elderly dwarf adjusts the rag covering her eyes with brisk equanimity as though it is an everyday part of her attire. Well, I suppose I underestimated you young people. My apologies. I understand that you are planning an escape? Marvelous. I'm coming with you. Fortunately, back when my eyes were still intact, I happened to notice a certain detail that might now prove to be our salvation. This here old girl's made of strong stuff. You can barely stand, but you sound like a military commander. Who are you anyway? Ich wünsche dir einen wunderschönen guten Abend, Cybertomi. Warum addest du das böse Wort als Zitat? Mir ist gerade was eingefallen. Wie geht's dir? So. Kann ich das echt nicht einfach so? Okay, ich habe gehofft, dass ich einfach ganz auf die Schnelle irgendwie problemlos einen Download-Link für das böse Wort finde, dass ich es mir als Taste hinterlegen kann. Ich werde mir das jetzt schnell aufschreiben, weil ich werde mir das jetzt als Soundboard-Taste hinterlegen. Aber nach dem Stream. Gott, die fangen schon an auf meiner Tastatur. Da haben keine Umlaute mehr zu tippen, sondern OE und so weiter, weil ich in der Firma ständig auf meiner englischen schreibe, wo ich keine Umlaute habe. So, da wieder zurück ins OBS, da zurück ins Pathfinder, dass wir wieder einen Hintergrund-Sound haben. Alles gut, gestern bin ich in Indol angekommen. Wie geht es dir? Sehr cool, dass du in Indol angekommen bist. Und mir geht es soweit gut. Habe ja letzte Woche ein paar Tage Pause machen müssen, weil ich einfach hoffnungslos K.O. war von der ganzen Arbeit, die noch kurzfristig gekommen ist wegen der Kaffeeeröffnung. Habe dann heute vor dem Stream gemerkt, dass ich definitiv immer noch mehr Erholung brauche, aber der Plan ist jetzt heute zu streamen. Ich streame ja auch schon. Morgen will ich abends sowieso was anderes machen und dann Donnerstag noch einmal einen Stream und dann Freitag weiß ich noch nicht. Und dann habe ich Urlaub und dann kann ich mich grundsätzlich erholen. Bin immer noch einmal überlegen, aber nachdem ich jetzt schon mehrere Tage überlege, werde ich mir wahrscheinlich irgendwo was Wellnessmäßiges buchen, wo ich hinfahre und einmal extern übernacht. Vielleicht aber auch nicht. Ich bin noch am Überlegen. Wir werden sehen. Es war alles furchtbar anstrengend. Es wird jetzt besser. Ich habe dann bald Urlaub. Und ich bin sehr stark am Überlegen und wer auf deinen Input interessiert, ob ich Xenoblade 2 dann wirklich auch noch jetzt vor dem 3. On-Stream spielen soll. Weil ich bin am Überlegen, ob ich es vielleicht einfach nur für mich off-Stream spiele und mal on-Stream lieber irgendwas anderes spielen. Allein schon, weil du spielst es gerade, wenn ich es dann jetzt auch noch spiele, ist es für die definitiv uninteressant zuzuschauen. Also vielleicht einfach was anderes. So, und nebenbei, alte Lady, hart drauf, who are you anyway? Frada Lynn Stoughton, Special Inspector of the City Council. There is steel in her voice. She is obviously used to instilling fear in crooked functionaries with her name alone. When this whole upheaval began, I was here at the theater conducting an inspection. And I had uncovered a number of egregious cases of misappropriation of funds. It is commendable that you've helped me out of the basement, but now your duty as good citizens demands that you help me deliver my report to the town hall. Embezzlement of public funds must not go unpunished. Ich glaube, wir haben gerade andere Probleme, als dass irgendwer die Finanzen nicht ganz korrekt eingesetzt hat. What the fuck? A report on embezzlement is in theater? Don't be ridiculous. It is burning. There might not be a town hall to deliver your report to. Whether the town hall exists or is not beyond my area of... Whether the town hall exists or not is beyond my area of responsibility. I've got a report to deliver, and so it must be delivered. Come rain, come fire, come demon invasion. It matters not. Duty above all. Record wills his finger next to his head. Nö, also ich würde es voll nicht so interessant finden, vor allem weil du ja nicht auf easy spielen würdest, also eigentlich wie du magst. Okay. Ja, ich bin unschlüssig, also ich weiß nicht. Vielleicht auch nicht. I don't know. Es ist schwierig, also jetzt ist ja auf jeden Fall mal Pathfinder DLC, der soll ja nicht so lang sein, eben bis der fertig ist. Und es fällt noch ein bisschen was vom X-Teil. Keine Ahnung, mal schauen. So, you mentioned noticing something that could help us escape. Correct. There's some manner of undocumented well down in the orchestra pit. Abada knows where it came from, but the theater's solution was quite slipshod. They simply covered it with a pile of junk. It's an accident waiting to happen if I ever saw one. Some poor musician could trip and break their neck. Well, right now we can use this travesty to our advantage. Chunked by the draft coming in through the cracks in the floor, the well must lead to the caves under the city. The old school idea is solid. If we escape through the caves, nobody will find us. The question is, how do we open that well without alerting every courtist in the auditorium? Whatever, we'll think of something. What happened to your eyes? I tried appealing to the scoundrel's conscience. Well, to be precise, it is quite obvious that they possess no conscience. But I, at very least, tried to awaken their fear of legitimate authority. Don't you realize that Mandavian army is about to enter the city and that every one of them will hang? She reaches for the rag, covering her face, but then drags her hand back. They splashed some caustic filth in my face. I do believe it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me on an inspection visit. But it's nothing an extreme cleric can't fix. We must go. Ah ja, das sind die beiden Hunde. Wenn sie mich nicht angreifen, lasse ich sie einfach wieder in Ruhe. Da hinten bin ich durchgekommen.
Something's wrong. I managed.
Okay, da haben wir mehrere Hebel. Dein Audio passt mit der Kamera nicht ganz zusammen. Falls das wichtig für dich ist. Audio. Im Preview passt eigentlich relativ gut. I guess not perfect. Aber es ist, wie viel ist es denn daneben? Minimal oder stark merklich? Also, ich würde in meinem Preview vielleicht so... Keine Ahnung, ich kann nicht sagen wie viel, aber wenn ich ganz genau hinschaue, vielleicht zu sagen, dass es leicht versetzt ist. Und willkommen zurück, Joe. So, wir werden probieren, das Log zu knacken mit 65%. Nice. Potion of Parkskin, das werden wir unseren Gramcar geben. Was haben wir da? Scroll, scroll, scroll. This room was once the epitome of luxury. It seems this was the prima donna's dressing room.
Watch your step.
Hello, secret door. A short bow. Also halt ein gefakter. So, okay, mit den Hebel werden wir wahrscheinlich die Dinger...
Please focus. You're not half bad.
Ich frage mich bei der Fackel halt einfach, wie viel Effekt sie wirklich hat. Laufen wir einfach mal los. Er kann ja da. Aha, okay.
The mission must be carried out.
Nein, 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 bleiben Sie mal da. Der Gramcar muss da.
We must act.
Battles await.
Das ist jetzt wieder so eine Sache, wo man sich das System durchdenken sollte. Aha, die beiden bedienen momentan die gleichen. Und die da? Jetzt dann bedient der wieder das. Ändert das was, wenn ich jetzt den umlege? Wahrscheinlich schon. There's someone on the bridge. Ist richtig.
Everyone is mortal in this world, especially when I'm around.
Oh Gott. Warum tue ich mir das an?
Onwards!
Den da brauche ich. Ah, da ist auch noch ein Hebel. Oh Gott, mich so stupid. Aber dann werde ich sicher den hinten auch betätigen müssen.
You're not half bad.
I'm losing my temper.
You must act.
Okay. Das heißt, er kann
So
daher.
that's your plan.
All this waiting.
Dann kann der Gramka daher.
The mission must be carried
Wenn man die
out.
Augen aufmacht, funktionieren diese Rätsel komischerweise.
No one stands in my way.
Voll eigenartig.
Battles await.
No time for standing around.
Let's move already.
You're not half bad.
Yay. Ich mein, es ist a rope. Every adventurer's best friend and trustiest companion. Es ist a rope. Vielleicht brauchen wir die.
I serve the Crusades, strange as it sounds.
Kann ich theoretisch resten? Scheinbar nicht. Okay. Das heißt, es bleibt theoretisch der Weg auf zu den restlichen Kultisten, wo mehrmals gesagt wird, mit den Jungs sollten wir uns nicht anlegen. Oder wir können da wahrscheinlich den Boden aufmachen. Commence the escape. Let's give it a try. I've got everything we need. So what's the plan? I'll open up the floor, but it will take time and a lot of noise. Someone needs to go on stage and give them a little show. And I get a feeling that someone will have to be you. What? Let's go then. Let's get to it. It's a shame the ruined theater does not have an announcer who could exclaim, "Come on, come on! Be the first to see the death-defying act as a victim taunts a room full of murderers. Truly, the theater has never seen a performance like this before. No rehearsal, no script, only pure improvisation in front of an audience of rabid salads. The screeching of rusted nails is already coming from backstage. Reckard is not wasting any time. What will Gramka do? How will he distract the cultists?" Wir haben Diplomacy mit an -1. Address the cultists in a speech. Perception +1. Find the weakest among the cultists and mock them. Trickery +1. Do some tricks. Athletics mit +9. Start a brawl with other prisoners. Let's go. Oder curse the cultists and throw garbage at them. Athletics und einfach Müll auf sie zu werfen. Ist beides nicht schlecht. Aber ich glaube, Start a Brawl with other prisoners ist durchaus orkisch genug. Let's go. Verprügeln wir uns gegenseitig. Desperate times have no room for sentiment. Gramka does not hesitate to turn one of his partners in misery, another harried captive just like him, into a prop for a cruel skid. Gramka steps on his toes and picks a fight, which quickly turns from verbal to physical as Gramka starts pounding him with his fists. The cultists avidly observe this impromptu gladiatorial bout. The cultists laugh and whistle, they demand more. "You're a funny one," shouts one and adds, "We might let you live till tomorrow." Another one joins in. "What else can you do, huh? How about singing? Come on, sing for us." How will Gramka respond? Wir können Bluffen probieren, -1. Tell a funny yarn. Knowledge, -2. Sing a ballad from a faraway land. Lore religion, -1. Sing a hymn to Baphomet. Bevor ich mich da lächerlich mache, wird sie dann gleich klar gesagt, die Singerei könnt ihr euch sonst wohin schieben. Gibt's nix. The cultists exchange glances. The fun is not over yet. And if the prisoner has decided that he doesn't want to entertain them any longer, then they will make their own entertainment. Dissatisfied by the stage performance, the cultists see fit to take over the direction. "Hey, tell me something. You dance?" shouts one of them, pulling out a crossbow. With a creak of the bowstring, a vicious-looking bolt is turned on the prisoner. Things are getting hairy. What is Gramka going to do? Mobility, try to dodge the bolts. Athletics, use a pierce of the set as an improvised shield. Oder try to convince the cultists not to shoot. Ja, dann werden wir wohl etwas als Schild hernehmen. Gramka grabs a broken piece of the set and covers himself as he inches back toward the exit. The cultists don't bother aiming. For them, this isn't a fight to the death, merely a cruel distraction. The bolts fly from every angle, but none inflict any serious wounds. Carried away by the cruel game, the cultists fail to notice the creaking of records pulling out the nails. And there he is, waving from backstage, right on cue too. Gramka is not sure how much longer he can keep up this act. No time to take a bow? It's time for Gramka to exit the stage and escape. The prisoners have escaped the cultists' clutches, but what lies ahead for them now is not freedom, but the darkness of the subterranean catacombs. What will they encounter in the caves that snake through the earth below the city? Will they manage to find their way back to sunlight? Okay, die Fredder und der Bemir sind mit runterkommen. Und was haben wir da? Empty bottle for liquid. This empty bottle can be used to collect acid from some vermin. Okay. No time for a chit-chat, let's find a safe place first. They aren't chasing us, are they? Come on, take a deep breath and let's get out of here. So, da haben wir Use Tools to break the Stalagmites und dahinter ist jede Menge Loot, aber wahrscheinlich ein Gegner. Und bei da ist ein Giant Centipede. Okay, da vorne scheint Wasser zu kommen. Alchemist's Fire. You need tools. Damn it.
I lead. You follow.
Geht auf die Haupttools.
Please focus.
Ja, mit der Fackel schleichen ist weird. Interactive objects. When you click an object like this, it will display several icons for possible actions. A rope can help you climb a height to shorten your path or evade an encounter with an enemy. You can use tools to clear various roadblocks. In many cases, you can try to make do with your bare hands, but that might cause fatigue or other negative effects. Okay, da können wir den Bemir um Hilfe bitten oder einfach mit den bloßen Händen probieren, weil der Bemir halt recht kräftig ist. Hat er gesagt, kämpfen wir da nicht, aber wenn wir schwere Arbeit brauchen, dann ist er unser Mann. Web-covered rubbish is strewn all over the place. It has been a while since anybody came down here. Oh Mann, noch einmal so ein Centipede. Geht's überhaupt irgendwo hin auf oder was? Und das wird sicher zu sein. Where are you going? This passage leads back to the theater. There's nothing left for us there, so move it. Okay, ja dann werden wir uns einmal um den Centipede da drüben kümmern. Immerhin scheint da hinten Loot zu sein. War jetzt nicht so das Problem. Quarterstaff. Ich glaube, dass der Quarterstaff besser sein könnte als das Holzschwertchen. Es ist halt immer noch keine Großaxt. Ja, dann werden wir da vorne jetzt einfach den Bemir um Hilfe bitten, oder? Große Insekten, noch größere Tausendfüßler. Was wahrscheinlich auch Insekten sein. A good observation spot. Let's take a look around and try to see what's up ahead. So. The escapees have left the theater full of Salad's cultists behind. Darkness and the unknown lie ahead. What perils await the group in the vast caves beneath the city? Also, wichtig ist einmal, wir sehen, da unten ist Loot, schön gelb eingekastelt für uns. Bewacht von Fliegen. Da gibt es Acid, den ich mit meiner leeren Bottle aufklappen kann. Da haben wir noch wesentlich mehr Centipedes und da haben wir noch einmal ganz wichtig Loot. Aber da haben wir ja auch noch den Pfad gehabt. Ich glaube, dann werden wir uns jetzt den anschauen. Da ist noch einmal so ein Centipede gewesen. Ah ja, und dahinter auch direkt wieder Loot. So. Gramka, Miss. Targets Armor Class 12 und ich habe 9. Okay, aber es war ein 2er Roll, der war echt mies. Venrad und das Citizen. Noch mehr, Leute. Hey, who are you? Reveal yourself! A group of tattered men carrying torches is standing before you. Their leader watches you closely, ready for battle. We are friends, Venrad. Friends. The tiefling crosses his arms. Now yell again and do it louder so that every cultist, demon and underground beast within miles comes a-running. It's Sergeant Venrad to you, thief. To me you are more of a clueless know-nothing who earned his rank by memorizing the charter and fighting demons made of plywood, whose arms, legs and stuck-up nose will be gnawed off by the first real demon he meets. The men exchange long and hostile glares. Record, are they friend or foe? They are definitely friend, but it's not like they'll be much of much use, or will they? This here is Venrad, a sergeant from Gay Garrison. Last time I saw him he was teaching new recruits to march without stepping on one another's heels. We've just broken free of some cultists and we're headed for the Defender's Heart. That's where the Eagle Watch is setting up barricades, in case you haven't heard. And what brings you here? This is all that remains of my company. There's pain in Venrad's eyes when he looks at the small bunch of people following him. They resemble the survivors of a fire moment than actual soldiers. With all due respect for Tirabate and the Eagle Watch, they stand no chance. They will be crushed. As for me, I take responsibility for these new recruits. Let Mendef, the Queen and the Goddess hold me accountable. I will hide them underground and save them from the demons, no matter what it takes. So that's how it is. Alright, if the last Mendevian Crusaders are scurrying to their holes like rats, who else but thieves will defend what's left of Canabras? You run along now, kids. Me and the Tirabates will stay behind and fight. Even if you won't. You don't know, do you? Anevia Tirabate is dead. She went missing along with everybody else when the demons came. You lying scum! The scout glares at the sergeant. Dead? Have you seen her body with your own 2 eyes? You haven't, have you? Then shut your trap. Venrad just shrugs instead of replying. Rakard, I take it this Anevia was important to you? Not was, is. Don't be so quick to write her off. She's gotten out of all kinds of scrapes before, things we can't even imagine. The tiefling catches his breath and continues in a softer voice. She dragged me up from the very bottom. If it wasn't for Anevia, I'd still be pilfering purses. Or rotting in some gutter more likely. I trust you can work out if she's important to me or not. Can you share some weapons? Alas, we have nothing to share. We barely managed to escape the garrison with the clothes on our backs. When the building started crashing down around our ears and demons began pouring in through the gates, there was no time to run the armory. It's a miracle we even got out at all. Do you know how to get out of here? We are not trying to get out. Quite the contrary. We are trying to get further in where there are no demons. But if you need to get into the Defender's Heart, try crossing the river. Look for the sewer entrance. The tunnel should take you to the old graveyard. The place is chock full of crates though, and many of them are locked. Luckily for you. I have a spare key. Oh, und den gibt er uns einfach so. Nett. Venrad, you told us you fled the Grey Garrison empty-handed. How did you get this key? It's a real maze down here. We've been roaming these tunnels from one grade to another until we found a skeleton dressed in work overalls. He had a whole keyring full of keys. Pity they didn't save him. But at least they came really handy for us. I'm carrying an important report for the Eagle Watch. Let's join forces. Told you, this is a battle we cannot win. I must get my men away from the slaughter and not toss them straight into the demon's maw. Sergeant, please let me go with them. We are crusaders. We must fight, not flee. Any more volunteers? A few more hands go up in the air and the sergeant nods. Alright. I will let the volunteers go with you, but 3 men is all I can spare. Everybody else, a brief rest before we march further into the caves. Do I make myself clear? So, jetzt haben wir da Sergeant. Please decide who will be going with us. Oder let me choose who will be accompany me. Soll aussuchen. You and you. Escort the civilians. The sergeant enunciates this word while looking Reckard in the eye, who pretends not to hear it. After we rest, everybody else marches with me. Let's make camp. Have a quick rest and check your gear. We will be moving soon. Sean? So we're in the catacombs now. I think I can tell you a thing or two about this place. So, was haben wir da jetzt an? Fury. A cleric. Nice. Scroll. Heiltrank kann noch. Armbrust denke ich einmal. Scroll of Protection. Scroll of Protection from good? Who needs that? Da haben wir noch einen Fighter. No effects or conditions, abilities. Weapon Proficiency, Light Crossbow und Short Sword. Ich glaube, dann werden wir, wenn wir da schon Light Crossbow haben, werden wir Velmot wirklich als Range einteilen. Und dann haben wir noch den Tuvel an Slayer. Great Sword. Das haben wir nicht. Kannst du einen Speer haben. Aus Holz. Oh Gott. So. Heal Living, Cure Light Wounds, Spellbooks. Can cast spell, can cast spell, can cast spells. Hat sogar eine ordentliche Auswahl und hat den Domain-Slot noch nicht belegt. Wir haben Fairy Fire. Pale glow surrounds and outlines the subjects. Outlined subjects shed light candles. Creatures outlined by Fairy Fire take mass depending on stealth checks. Outlined do not benefit concealment. Oder Protection from Evil. Protection from Evil. Ich kann jetzt dann ein Light casten, das heißt, das mit der Fackel können wir uns sparen. Can't cast spell, can't cast spell. Okay. Und da habe ich Remove Sickness und Cure Light Wounds. Lassen wir mal, und Cure Light Wounds werden wir aber direkt einsetzen. Channel. Passt. Haben wir die zumindest wieder einmal erheilt. Aber wahrscheinlich kann ich da eh resten. Okay, ich kann da resten. Dann werde ich bei ihr aber noch schnell. Ich werde Doppel Cure Light Wounds rein tun. Ja. Ja. So, Protective Rituals. Ist sie mit 8 am besten? Camouflage. Definitiv. Nightwatch. Ja, wir machen im Grunde genommen das Beste aus der Sache. Oh Gott, kochen. -2. Mein Ork ist für nix zu gebrauchen, Alter. Er kann keine Protective Rituals. Camouflage ist ein Plus 1. Für die Nachtwache ist er mit Plus 1 auch nicht wirklich geeignet. Und was auch immer er kocht, die wird's nicht essen. Da geht Nachtwache machen, Alter. Spur besser kocht sie scheinbar. Einen wunderschönen guten Abend, Haldir. Begin resting. Seems to be my lot in life. If I'm not wading through blood, I'm crawling through shit. Ich spiele auf normal, also da Standardschwierigkeit. Fail to weaken corruption. Ich habe das Main Game auch beim ersten Playthrough und dem bisher einzigen, den ich gemacht habe, auf dem Schwierigkeitsgrad durchgespielt. Deswegen haben wir gesagt, ich werde den DLC jetzt auch noch so machen. Und vielleicht dann irgendwann noch einmal auf einen höheren spielen. Ich habe überhaupt keine Erfahrung mit Blood Rager.
Head on!
So, die Frada wollte uns was erzählen. Frada sniffs the damp underground air and smiles, satisfied. Good work, everyone. Excellent. It will be easy to lose the cultists in these catacombs. But we can't relax yet. I imagine there are plenty of other dangers. Who knows what monsters are roaming around down here? Canaris is in ruins, overrun by demons and cultists. Does a report really matter that much right now? More than anything in the world. It is precisely at this moment, when all this outrage is happening in the city, that we, its defenders, must keep a clear head. The city lives as long as we continue to our respective duties, each in our own field. To abandon them is to capitulate, to betray the crusades, to renounce the gods and the queen to perish. What can you tell me about these catacombs? I can't tell you much. The better part of this network remains unexplored, unrecorded, uncatalogued. Various hostile creatures live here, from giant spiders and lizards to gods nobody else. This is also where numerous criminal elements conduct their furtive activities. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you are lucky, you might find the cash left by some thieves or smugglers. Tell me about yourself. Frada Linstotten, Special Inspector of the City Council. On behalf and by order of Her Majesty Gelfrey of Mendev and with Avadab's blessing, I review work performed by officers in the city. Exposing slouchers and embezzlers, held this position for 50 years now. How are you feeling? No complaints. Not on, I have to go. Go. When you return, be sure to report your progress to me.
None shall escape!
Hello.
It's you or me. I'll split you in half.
Attack!
Let's hear you cry.
Warum liegt da Gremka rum? What the hell?
Hear you cry!
You're not a threat. You're an obstacle.
All this waiting bores.
What the hell?
I lead. You follow.
Aber noch einmal resten treibt die Corruption weiter auf. Aber ich glaube jetzt ist er... Nein, er ist noch nicht aufgestanden. Okay, Quick Save. Jo, passt. Er ist wieder auferstanden. Er lebt noch. So, da wollte ich am Bogen looten. Du hast aber, glaube ich, eben Glide Crossbow gehabt, genau. Longsword, ja, habe ich sowieso keins für die. Du warst Great Sword. Gib mir jetzt trotzdem den Bogen, einfach weil es besser ist als diese komische Spielzeugarmbrust. Giant Fly.
You're not a threat. You're an obstacle. Die!
Attack!
I'll split you in half.
We must act.
Ein Club. One-handed Prügel, basically. Geben wir mal ihm. Pour the oil. Okay. Was habe ich jetzt davon?
Let us bide our time. Aim carefully.
This fight won't be my last.
Kommen die da jetzt vielleicht einfach nicht auf, aber dann können sie immer noch rundherum laufen.
Let's hear you cry.
Hast du noch der Fernkampfwaffen? Ja.
Run them through.
I've got you.
Forwards. Learn my mistake.
Okay. Shit. Ich würde sagen, wir aktivieren einmal die Rage.
Hear you cry. Smear them. You're going down. Run them through. I don't like you.
Out of my way!
Damn it all.
Zwar down, bleibt der gut.
Out of my way. Why do I
We could squeeze some acid from the glands of this nasty creature and splash it on somebody later. Lower nature check failed.
Our duty calls.
Okay, wichtig ist glaube ich einmal, dass wir da die HP wieder ein bisschen pushen.
Never a dull moment.
We should move.
Magritium Turinos.
Good enough fürs Erste.
A waste of my time.
Okay. Lass mal das Asset einmal da liegen. Sticky Feet, ja, Movement Speed ist halved. Okay, das ist scheinbar wirklich alles, was das Öl da gemacht hat. Ja genau, da unten war noch Loot. Das heißt, bei den Fliegen muss sie vorbei.
Please focus.
The road awaits. I'm losing my temper.
Man hätte vielleicht vorbeischleichen können. Okay, den Rage wollte ich eigentlich nicht aktivieren. Verdruckt. Charge muss auf die 1, sonst wird mir das immer wieder passieren.
It's you or me.
Die!
Let's hear you cry.
Aber einen kräftigen Schlag hat der Gramka schon.
Well, it's done.
What a strange body. It looks like a mongrel, a member of the legendary tribe that fell prey to demonic corruption, but is rumored to dwell under Canabres to this very day. Da haben wir noch einmal ein Empty Bottle. Okay, da kann ich dann wohl eine Brücke runterlassen. Perception check failed.
No one stands in my way.
All this waiting bores.
Der Ork schafft's. Das schaut natürlich einladend aus, da mit die ganzen Kadaver. Jetzt werden wir mal da runtergehen, schauen, ob ich da ins Wasser gehen hätte können, aber wahrscheinlich nicht. Na. Lore Nature, Roll 2. Das wird jetzt noch einmal probieren. Er kann nicht jedes Mal so niedrig rollen, her. Ein 12er.
Oh, I managed it.
Geht doch. You took a flask of acid, experience points gained. Oha. Die Experience Points machen es natürlich interessant. Füll mal mehr davon auf.
Why do I have to do
Junge! Roll gescheit.
I managed it.
Nice. Kann ich das selber pushen? Ja. Müssen wir nicht jedes Mal den Bimir einteilen.
We should prepare.
Ich mag die Scrolls derweil nicht verwenden. Es fühlt sich so waste an. Wer weiß, wie wenig davon man noch kriegt. Increases base speed by 30 feet. Treat as enhancement bonus, no effect on other movements. Okay. Es könnte an blutigen Eingang wirklich widerstehen. The remains of terrible feasts of some large, extremely dangerous animal. Safety safe.
I served the Crusades, strange as it sounds.
A Stufe 6er Greater Monitor Lizard. Zerlegt mir jetzt wahrscheinlich.
My mission
Wo?
ended in failure.
Let's hear you cry.
Targets Armor Klassen 19. Modifier -1. Lass den jetzt einmal näher herkommen zuerst. Dann schauen wir mal, was passiert.
Run them through.
Out of my way! I'll split you
My Attack
in
of
half.
Opportunity sollst keine kreieren.
Run them through! My wounds pile on.
Ich werde den Lizard einmal Lizard sein lassen. Was haben die für ein
None shall
Level?
escape.
Ja, Stufe 1. Es ist halt doch ein ziemlicher Unterschied.
You're not a threat, you're an obstacle.
Die! The road awaits.
Also der Server war im Channel Energy besser. Okay, das ist gegangen. Help! They're going to eat me! Das sind Tausendfüßler. Steig einmal mit deinen Stiefel drauf. Meine Güte, hä?
Attack! Let's hear you cry.
You're going down!
Let's hear you cry!
I barely managed to find a way out of these stinking tunnels, only to be almost eaten alive. Thank you, come with me, I will show you the way out.
I shall not fail.
Magnetium Turinos.
fliegt in der riesige Blob am Schädel.
Aim carefully. Run them through.
Run them through!
Was hat denn der dafür einen Debuff? Nauseated. Gut, aber Nauseated ist so gut wie dahin. Du könntest da buffen. Because why not?
Out of my way!
Out of my way! It's you or me!
Forwards.
Jetzt ist der nauseated.
Die!
Die!
A Rusty Bardiche. Ich hab schon kurz auf eine Großaxt gehofft. Aber ein großes, zweihändiges Waffenteil, ich würde sagen, immer noch besser. Nicht das, was ich suche, aber es wird. Pick the Lock, 30%. Na dann.
It's done.
Sehr schön. Outside. Es gibt ja in der Höhle noch so viel zu erkunden. Kann man doch nicht außergehen. Push the stone. This brother seems to be just waiting to run. I pity whoever standing in its path when that happens. Es heißt, vielleicht sollte man vorher feststellen,
I served the Crusades, strange as it
ob es
sounds.
was Feindliches ist. Ah, schau an. Haha. Okay, das heißt. Ich muss das Viech irgendwie genau da herbringen.
No one stands in my way.
You're not half bad.
Und dann mit dem Record am besten weglaufen.
You're not a threat. I've survived worse.
Nein! Immer diese Combat AI.
Got you!
Easy victory! Haha!
Move out!
First aid kit, a set of basic medicines essential for using the treat affliction ability, consumed when used. Dann noch Mongrels leben? Schätze mal, wir werden es in Kürze auserfinden.
Well, it's done now.
Habe ich noch Empty Bottles? Eine habe ich noch.
I managed it.
Allein schon, weil es 10 Erfahrungspunkte bringt. Schaut nicht nach einem Mongrel aus. Huh? Who's there? The dwarf's tangled red hair is matted with slime of dubious origin, and there are strands of web and gnawed spider leg caught in his beard. Countless bags, test tubes, and alchemical tools hang off the belts that crisscross his body, and a large, ugly purple growth mars his neck. Who's making noise up there? Are you the ones making this racket? We are being held prisoner by cultists and have just escaped. Can you share any weapons or supplies? Can I? Of course I can. I have plenty of stuff. Some of it I dug up, some was carried here by the river, some of it I got through trade. Except that doesn't mean I will share it. Giving out supplies for free would be too much. I crawled underground to get away from beggars like you, and now you're pestering me even here? But I guess we could trade. I will take your gold and don't even try to bargain. If you haven't got any money, we can barter. Do you know mushrooms? The yellowish ones that glow, very tiny, on thin little stalks? You can use them to brew so many wonderful concoctions. Bring them to me, and I will pay you in solid gold. What have you got there? A rope? Good and strong. I could use one. I will give you a good price if you decide to sell it. I'd rather not sell it. Rekard speaks quietly so the alchemist does not hear him. We may need this rope ourselves. Call Frada. We have a dwarf woman from the city with us. Perhaps you two will have something to talk about. And what, pray tell, are we supposed to talk about? Alright, bring her here. Let's see who she is and what she has to say. I went underground to get away from the pen pushers, and you've dragged one all the way to me? Clear off. Take this hag with you. You again? What else do you want? You loiterers are breathing my air. Want to trade? Now you're talking. Okay. Wir brauchen eine Great Axe. So eine. Den Stuff braucht man nicht, das kann er haben. Hey, ist nicht so viel wert, das Zeug, gell? Das heißt, ich müsste ihm noch 55 geben, so viel habe ich aber nicht. Aber die Cavern Mushrooms, ich glaube nicht, dass ich sie für was anderes brauchen werde, ha? Soll er die haben? Die Rope behalte ich auf jeden Fall. Quarterstaff, okay, ist nichts wert, dann geben wir sie mal nicht. Die Ever-Burning Torch mit 13. Frage ist, wie oft braucht man Licht? Und die andere Frage ist, brauche ich sonst noch irgendwas theoretisch für ihn, noch irgendeine Waffen? Aber gut, wichtig ist einmal Le Axe. So. Great Axe. Weapon Focus, Great Axe. Jetzt ist der Gramka immerhin einmal glücklich, weil es hat eine Axt. So, was wolltest du waffenmäßig haben? A Great Sword. Das wird halt wahrscheinlich auch nicht ganz billig werden. $150 Goldmünzen.
Never a dull moment.
Kannst die Badische haben. So. Why are your prices so ridiculous? You don't like my prices? The dwarf gestures at the empty cave around you. Feel free to browse, talk to the other merchants. I'm sure they will give you a discount. Demons have invaded the city. Canabras is burning. It is? Good riddance. They drove me out. Now the demons are here. They have nothing to defend themselves with. I bet they regret missing out on my bombs. Well, it's too late now. I'm not going back, so don't bother asking. What are these ruins around you? It looks like an abandoned village. Mongrels used to live here. You know, the horned boogeyman from old wives' tales about monsters that lurk underground? Turns out the tales were true after all. They are fine people, by the way. They keep themselves to themselves. Trade with them once in a while. Didn't drive them away from here if that's what you're asking. The cave was already abandoned when I came here, so I made myself at home. Waste not, want not. Who are you? You're asking me who I am? Perhaps it is I who'd ask you who you are. The dwarf scoffs indignantly and stares you down with piercing green eyes. The growth on his neck opens the third eye and looks at you with even more suspicion than the first two. Are you inquisitors? Investigators? Tax collectors? I fled underground to get away from you bloodsuckers, but you followed me here, get lost. Million Brower owes you nothing. Wait, you are Million Brower? Oh, wow. Everybody thought you died when your laboratory got blown sky high. As if. Did you really think Million would be hoisted with his own petard like a ham-fisted apprentice? Not going to happen. I blew up my laboratory when those parasites decided to seal it up. The investigators can bugger off, and so can the taxman. What's that on your neck? Oh, this? A dwarf smiles tenderly, plucking the meaty growth from his neck and scratching it like a little critter. It opens its eye and purrs happily. Meet Queenie, my dear companion. That's short for quintessence, and she's very smart. Who's a smart girl, Queenie? You are a smart girl. Yes, you are. Have a treat. The alchemist untangles the dead spider from his beard, feeds it to his pet, and sticks the growth back on his neck. We should go. Yeah, you do that. The fewer people come here, the more air's left for me. Ah, okay, da ist noch ein Elevator. Jetzt mal gerade noch eingefallen, ich brauche vielleicht von ihm doch noch was. Tools. Verkauft er einfach irgendwie so Tools? Nö. Perception check failed. Ne, ohne Tools werde ich da auf jeden Fall nicht viel machen können, oder? Zumindest war es letztes Mal so. You need Tools, da hat sich nichts geändert. So, da ist die Frage, wie man da weiter reinkommt. Aber ich kann ja mal den Weg als nächstes einfach weitergehen.
Be careful, everyone.
Spiders.
Let's hear you cry.
Das ist alles, oder was? Ah, Spider Swarm. Okay. Gerade noch einmal da aufgehen, schauen, ob wir da vielleicht noch hinter einen Perception-Check oder so haben. Ja genau, da gibt es ja Outside. Nee. Dann lieber doch zuerst da noch den Aufzug. Noch mehr Spider-Swarms.
Watch each other.
Und hinten ein großes Spidey. Schnappen wir uns die große auch gleich. Noch eine große. Na, mit der großen Axt geht es doch schon ganz gut. Mehr Spider-Swarms. Get a Cross, ein Mobility-Check. Das sollte der Gramka eigentlich auch ganz gut hinkriegen.
Enemy near. Let's hear you.
Time to stretch me muscle.
Sharp Claw und ein Heiltrank und da unten sind Pilze. Die kann ich dem guten Mann sicher wieder verkaufen, so wie die. Ah, und jetzt komme ich da oben einer.
None shall escape.
You're not a threat. You're an obstacle.
Run them through.
Poison. Poison ist uncool. Irgendwo habe ich doch Delay Poison oder so gehabt, oder? Mage Armor, Delay Poison.
We should move.
Now what?
Oh, das ist noch so ein Würfel.
Out of my way!
I don't need anyone's sympathy.
Our duty calls.
Essen, Axel, yes.
So, da müsste doch das mit Tür aufmachen sein. Ein Short Sword. Wer wollten das haben? Ich glaube du, gell? Light Crossbow und Short Sword. Theoretisch bräuchte man ein Schild auch noch für sie. Aber dann hat halt wieder überhaupt keiner Range. Tummeln sich alle Melee fuhren, das macht doch auch keinen Sinn. Außer er, weil er ist eigentlich ranged. Longbow, Shortbow, Precise Shot. Okay, passt. Tun wir deine Daggers da weg, wobei wer anders braucht die auch nicht. Du kannst deine Daggers behalten. Du nimmst ein gescheites Schwert. Gibst dein Longbow an den guten Mann ab. So, der ist auf Bogen. Eigentlich könnte man das gleich so machen. Bogen Main zur Not eine Daggers. Da wäre noch Separdisch, aber dann wäre ich für sie wahrscheinlich wirklich einfach bei diesen Gauner noch ein Schild organisieren müssen. Also da liegt noch irgendwo einer rum, you never know. Game Autosave, da wird es auch outside gehen. Requires Key. Level up! Level up! Hello! So. Gramcar bleibt definitiv Baba. Okay, was können wir da jetzt annehmen? Animal Fury. While raging, the barbarians gains a bite attack. If used as part of a full attack, the bite attack is made at the barbarian's full base attack. Bonus -5. If the bite hits, it deals 1d4 points of damage. Assuming the barbarian is medium, 1d3 points of damage if small, plus half the barbarian's strength modifier. Er wird bissig. What the hell? Beast Totem. Where raging barbarians gains 2 claw attacks. Primary attacks and made with the barbarian's full base attack bonus. Claw deals 1d6 points of slashing plus strength modifier. Celestial, while raging, is subject to a spell or non-spell healing effect that cures hit point damage. She heals 1 additional point of damage per her character level. Does not affect fast healing or regeneration. Gains a +2 bonus on saving throws against acid damage, death effects, disease and poison. While raging, grows a pair of large horns, gaining a go attack, primary attack, guarded stance. Can take one more the barbarian can take on a more defensive posture. +1 dodge bonus armor class for the duration of rage. Lethal stance can focus her strikes. Competence bonus on melee attack rolls and thrown weapon attack rolls. Powerful. +1 bonus on melee damage rolls. Can attack with a weapon at the expense of her defense. She gains plus bonus on attack rolls, but takes -1 penalty to AC. Gains the scent ability while raging and can use this ability to locate unseen foes. Can detect opponents within 30 feet by a smell. Swift foot. 10 foot base speed. Ich würde sagen Powerful für mehr Damage. Fester draufhauen. So macht er das. So, da haben wir einen Rogue, der grundsätzlich im Autoskill ist. Der kriegt Dodge dazu. Ich lasse ihn im Auto-Level. So, dann haben wir da einen Cleric. Da müssen wir gleich schauen, ob die jetzt mehr Spells hat. Fighter. Armor Focus, Heavy Armor Focus. Ja, irgendwo wäre schon ein Heavy Armor für die auftreiben. Und der Slayer. Power Attack. Okay.
We should prepare.
Genau, die hat da noch einen Spell. Cure Light Wounds eine.
I managed.
The old masonry is holding well. A brilliant example of Mandavian architecture. It may not be pretty, but it's built to last.
Pay attention.
Schau an. Light Crossbow. Definitiv besser als der Spielzeug-Crossbow. Warum zur Hölle sagt mein OBS, die Kodierung ist überlastet? Nö, ist es sicher nicht. Aha, aber ich komme da nicht um. What the hell? Du brauchst wirklich den Schlüssel. Whatever smell, I think we should steer clear of this water. Aber was, wenn da vorne Loot ist? Safety safe.
I'm losing my temper.
Clear the waterway. You need tools.
My wounds pile on.
Das hat er doch ganz okay überstanden. Oh Gott.
The road awaits.
So, was haben wir da gekriegt? Ein Wand of Cure Light Wounds. 15 Charges. Und ein Cloak. Den kann er identifizieren kommen von meiner Party oder was? Großartig. Sieg schon, wir sind richtige Helden. So, da war noch ein Athletics-Check irgendwo bei den Spinnweben. Genau da.
I managed.
Gott, jetzt ist er vergiftet da noch. Uncool. So, was war das? Point Blank Shot. Forces you for the range.
It's you or me.
Da ist noch ein Spider. Ich werde einfach direkt noch einmal channeln. Es hält halt echt nicht viel.
Let's hear you cry. Smyrna. Got you.
Also sehr got you war das nicht gerade, Junge.
Let's hear you cry.
Take the acid. Habe ich überhaupt noch? Ja, ich habe noch alle leere Flaschen.
A waste of my time.
Junge, streng die an.
I managed it.
So, jetzt habe ich keine leere Bottle mehr. Aber das sind noch Pilze. Death on 8 legs. Oh. Nee. Not so sure about that one. Ah, das ist die Rückseite vom Anfang.
Well, it's
Dry
done.
bones that are web. It looks like a layer of giant spiders is straight ahead. Ist richtig. Ich meine, die Frage ist, was passiert, wenn man das Viech einfach massiv mit Acid Flasks bewirft, gell?
All this waiting bores me. Spell's not working like that. Spell's not working like that.
Let's move already. Spell's not working like that. Watch each other.
Es macht einen Damage. Das war jetzt nicht so die erhoffte Menge.
Run them through.
Gramka ist jetzt sicher dann in Kürze down.
Run them through.
Das war ein guter Schlag. Dann werden wir ihn vielleicht doch noch mit... Probieren wir es debuffen, das Vieh. Saving throw succeeded. Hat durchgehalten, aber einen Debuff kassiert.
Don't like you.
What the hell? Jetzt kommt da noch eine daher. Oh mein Gott, ich wollte die werfen. Jetzt hat er selber eine Potion Inflict Light Wounds getrunken.
My way.
Das könnte sich aber ausgehen. Wenn wir nur irgendwie durchhalten. Oh Gott, da hinten ist auch noch eine. Wo kommen denn diese Spiders überall her?
Out of my way!
What the fuck?
A solid plan.
My wounds pile on.
Out of my way!
Jawohl, schöner Schlag. Nice, die große Down. Dann sollte der Rest aber eigentlich auch drin sein. Irgendwie.
Heal me quickly.
Haltet gut durch. Wenn ich da vorne hergehe, sollte ich eigentlich noch channeln können. Schöner Channel. So, die ist fast down. Finishen, erledigt. Sehr schön. Du wirst auf die schießen. Natürlich nichts treffen. Sonst wäre es ja gar noch einfach. Gramka. Kräftiger Hieb mit der Axt. So wollen wir das.
Run them through!
My wounds pile on.
Kannst du sie heilen? Kannst du. Perfekt. Gut, du wirst einmal da supporten. Versuchen.
It's you or me. Out of my way!
Genau, so wollen wir das.
Let's hear you cry.
Attack!
I don't like you!
Sehr schöner Schlag. Und jetzt noch die letzte.
I've got you!
Ich hoffe, da ist jetzt lootmäßig was Gescheites dabei. Ein Ring, den ich nicht identifizieren kann, aber ich glaube, der Händler kann es. Ein Kochrezept mit something. Slimy Skin, okay. Ein Heiltrank, das ist schon mal nicht schlecht. Naja. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich guten Gewissens behaupten kann, dass es worth it war. Naja, ich meine gut, wenn ich den Ring identifiziert kriege, dann weiß ich mal ein magisches Item. Und vom rein optischen Modell her müsste halt der Ring of Protection plus 1 sein. Wenn sie den nicht verändert haben in dem DLC. So, Milan. Want to trade? Jawohl, passt. So. Die werden demnach direkt identifiziert. Du kannst mein Trash haben. Du kannst die Dinger haben. Das willst eh alles nicht. Am Masterwork Club, für den er 50 abtreten wird. Das ist ja gar nicht der schlechteste Deal, oder? Wenn ihm das eine schmeißt, dann könnt ihr ihm eins von seinen Great Swords abkaufen. Muss ihm 19 geben, bleiben 32 bei mir. Das bedeutet theoretisch, würde sich wohl noch ein Light Shield ausgehen. Kriegt sie den Umhang und er den Ring. Er hat sein Schwert. Dann wäre jetzt noch einmal schauen, ob ich da noch einmal resten kann. Und dann werde ich wohl einfach die Area verlassen. Langrat, you heard something? Are we being pursued? So, passt. Damit ist der Stärke-Debuff wieder weg. Es sind alle schön erholt. Spells aufgefüllt. Den Schlüssel für die Tür da dürfte ich nach wie vor noch nicht haben. Ah, daher will ich. Das kann ich im Vorbeigehen noch einmal probieren, aber wahrscheinlich wird es dann einfach der Weg nach draußen werden. Ja. Having left the enraged cultists behind, the daring group of escapees plunged deeper and deeper into the sewage canals under Canabres, passages as vile and as twisted as the plans of any demons. The cultists' yelling faded, giving way to deep growling coming from somewhere in the fetid darkness. Some unknown predator was prowling around, never approaching, but constantly dodging the group's steps. Dogging, not dodging. The winding tunnel then came to a fork. The main route was blocked by a vast cesspool, a whole underground lake of filth. Untold dangers could be lurking in the darkness of the older and narrower passages that branched off in all directions from the lake. The path onward was unclear. What was the greater danger? Haste or delay? Which way should they go? What should they do? After a brief discussion, the escapees decided to... So, wir haben zur Auswahl: Send someone to scout out a safe path through the old tunnels. Wir sollten uns aufteilen. Try to get across the cesspool. Take a breather and post a vigilant lookout who would alert the others if the beast in the darkness decided to attack. Flee into the old tunnels without delay. Try to get across the cesspool. The role of scout who would first to enter a cesspool's putrid contents was given to Frada ist noch healthy oder Bemir ist noch healthy. No one, since none of the group was willing to take on the task. Jetzt soll ich die Zivilisten also vorschicken, entweder die Frada oder den Bemir. Bemir. Succeeded at perception check. With a shrug, Bemir entered the foul waters and spent a long time looking for a tunnel or a gap that escapees could slip through. Alas, his efforts were futile. Poor Bemir ended up with his skin covered in blisters and a slimy crust, but he endured the pain stoically. Already on his way out of the cesspool, Bemir tripped over something solid. He rummaged around in the murky water and dragged out a mysterious object. It was a waterproof tube, of kind used by mages, who knew where it had been lost or from where the sewer waters had carried it. Items received: Scroll of Vampiric Touch, gained 11 experience. After a brief discussion, the escapees decided to... Okay, also im Endeffekt haben wir dort nichts gefunden. Send someone to scout a safe path through the old tunnels. Someone needed to venture forth to explore tunnels, so they decided to send Frada, die was noch healthy wäre, weil er eigentlich blind ist, oder? Oder whoever volunteered. But since no one did, the idea was scrapped. Let's go, Frada. Scoffing grimly, Frada categorically refused to go into the tunnels without a partner. A sighted partner. The escape decided that Frada wasn't giving herself enough credit and sent her to scout out the tunnels. To abandon this dangerous endeavor. Es ist halt echt nicht zielführend. Let's go into the old tunnels without delay. With no precise route, the escapees spent many hours wandering in the dark tunnels, their strength waning before they felt dry land under their feet. When the escapees were but a step away from leaving their fetid sewers, the creature that had been prowling in the darkness finally attempted the desperate attack. It emerged with a disgusting sloshing sound and lunged at the group. After a short but hard-fought battle, the monster opted to flee, leaving its victims covered in horrible burns that slowly turned their skin a sickly grey. The damp sewers gave way to dry and narrow caves. The escapees had no idea the maze under Canaris was so vast, deep and horrible. Exhausted, they sat down on the rocks, fighting off hunger and fear. The escapees discussed their situation and decided to... Wir können mal die Mysterious Caves weiter exploren, nach Essen suchen oder einfach weiterziehen. Vielleicht findet sich ja was zum Essen. Search for food. The foraging. So, wir haben entweder use the rope was a crucial task that warranted thorough preparations. The group made a lasso out of the rope they had. Why? Was entrusted to Frada, unwell. Was entrusted to Bemir, unwell. Bemir. Succeeded at athletics check. Bemir came back soon enough, his mighty back buckling under the weight of colorful fanged lizard he had bashed to death with a rock. Not willing to waste time starting a fire, the escapees quickly carved up the lizard and ferociously picked the raw, stringy, but still eatable meat off the bones. The meal restored some of their strength. Rohe Eidechse. The escapees discussed the situation and decided to... Ja, jetzt haben wir was gegessen, jetzt können wir die Caves auch noch anschauen. Naja, okay, jetzt wieder diese blinde Frada. Too risky. Wir gehen weiter. Gramka and Reckard wasted no time, scouted out a safe tunnel that led to the surface. The escapees continued on their way. Reckard led the group through the narrow crawlway that looked like it must have appeared quite recently. It may have been caused by the earthquake and unleashed by the wicked scythe of the Locust Lord the Scary. Having crawled out of the caves, the escapees found themselves in a narrow tunnel, paved with stone slabs. There were alcoves all over the walls with names etched above each one. These catacombs were part of one of the burial sites where crusaders had been interred for many years. Deathly cold pierced the escapee's skin as a rippling ghostly figure emerged from around the corner, and wailing immediately went out of sight again. Each member of the group could sense the danger hanging in the air. The escapees drew their weapons, ready to defend themselves. The escapees decided to attend to the ghostly figure. In one of the corridors of the burial site, the group came upon a corpse, a fresh body, half burned by demon fire. Some poor soul must have tried to escape the slaughter and ended up in the catacombs. This was where death had caught up to him, and now his angered spirit was educated, laying their ghost to rest. Was a job for Frada, was a job for Bemir. Bade unwell? Was a job for Frada. Succeeded at the lower religion check. After finding an unoccupied tomb, Frada placed the body inside, then gave an eulogy in solemn, practiced voice, offered a short prayer to Abada, and sealed the grave. Having crawled out of the caves, found themselves in narrow tunnel with stone slabs. Alcoves, okay. Die ghostly figure ist komischerweise in dem Text immer noch da. Gedacht, darum haben wir uns gekümmert, aber gut. Search the graves for anything useful. Sacrilegious but wholly necessary task. Nah. Press on bravely in the hopes of seeing the sun again. The escapees continued onward and were excited to see that the gloomy curves were slowly getting brighter. The surface was near. Something cracked under one of the escapees' feet. One of the slabs sank, triggering a trap designed to repel grave robbers. Dozens of sharp darts flew out inconspicuous holes in the walls, and the burial site was splattered with blood. But nothing could stop the escapees at this point. They could already see a spot of light beyond the metal bars of a door at the end of the tunnel. They rushed forward without a second thought. I can't go on. Don't give up. Give up now and... Text. So, don't give up. Give up now. You're as good as dead, right? Jetzt greift mir das an. Wonderful. Even more survivors. I'll save you as well. There's no need to fear. Das Sentry. Okay. Dann verprügeln wir mal die Skelette und dann finden wir raus, wer dieser Sentry ist. Ein Magier. Na dann. Magic Missile. Sehr schön. Okay, da kommt noch ein Zombie. Wie schaut der Ork mit dem kleinen Schild süß aus? Junge, wofür will dir überhaupt einen Bogen geben, wenn du eh nie was triffst? Der tut wenigstens was für sein Großschwert. Orc Smash!
What a to-do! We were scrambling this way with undead herring after us going, oh, and and snap, snap, snap with their teeth. And then you all appear out of nowhere going, "Oh no, monsters, eek!" But me, I never abandon a person in need. No way, no how. Saving people in need is what I'm good at. Stick with me, and we'll all make it out of this alive.
Oh no, Monsters war nicht unbedingt meine Reaktion. Meine Reaktion war mehr Orc Smash.
We're the ones who saved you, dolt. Take care with this one. A friendly idiot can be more dangerous than an enemy.
Hold on, I'm not... Yes, everything's in such turmoil right now you can't even trust me. I get it. I get it. In that case... I swear on my life, on the sublime Desna who bears the name of the Song of the Spheres, and on my magnificent boots, that I will protect you from the monsters and lead you to a safe place, wherever that may be.
Quit your babbling. Now who are you?
Indeed, how silly of me. My manners are all over the place after fleeing from those things. Allow me to introduce myself. Sendrimel Knuckles Kimberton Tourmaline. Just Sentry to my friends. And this is my pal Brody. Yep, he is a gravedigger here. Or something like that.
Vielleicht ein Grave Robber?
Pale, sweating, emaciated, wandering gaze, and... what's that? A bite mark on his neck? There's no doubt about it. This man's got ghoul fever. He's either an idiot who didn't realize he was sick, or he's a liar and he deliberately kept quiet about it. Either way, he needs to die. Now.
Have mercy, I beg you. I have a family, children. What fever? I don't feel sick at all, I swear.
One more word and I'll slit your throat.
Okay, Ghoulfieber scheinbar böse. Was haben wir da? Choices. Good, Record, stop it. If he's sick, then we need to help him, not stick a dagger in the poor man. Evil, that's right, Brody. Keep your mouth shut till you're told otherwise. Ich halt mich da außer. The gravedigger grows even paler and backs further away, clearly not wanting to tempt fate.
Whoa, there's no need for weapons and threats. Taking somebody's life like it's worth nothing, it's not right. I swear I didn't know that Brody was sick. I was kind of distracted by other things, you know? First we were chasing the snappers around the cemetery, and then they were chasing us, but on the bright side, I know how to help him. There's a crypt in the cemetery full of interesting knickknacks, including a scroll that's sure to cure Brody's fever. That's right! If we go and get it, we'll be saving an innocent man's life.
Are you wounded? What happened to your eye?
My eye? What eye? Oh, this eye! Oh, my friend, that is a long story. The telling really demands a whole barrel of ale, but fair enough, I'll tell you anyway. My adventuring once led me to the frozen lands of Irisen. Back then, I was on a quest for the Ice Flower, a rare crystal that I hoped to add to my collection. And out of the blue, I was set upon by 3 frostworms, if you'll believe it.
I don't believe it.
I dispatched 2 of them, but the third knocked me over a cliff edge. Down and down I went, and then a branch on the cliff face pierced my eye, and that's how I survived. A small price to pay, eh? So don't worry about me. As they say, what the eye cannot see, the heart cannot miss.
Concocting a tale like that would be easy for a gnome, but Sentry seems relatively sincere, and yet you remain convinced that many parts of that story were embellished, and others left out entirely.
Irison, frostworms, a conveniently placed branch. Listening to his jabbering is hurting my ears. Make him stop, will you? A good kick should do it.
A good kick should do it. Alter. What crypt are you talking about?
How should I describe it? It's all stony and fancy. It's on the far side of the cemetery. There's a wizard interred in it, a scholar I greatly admire. He was a master of many things, and he was a collector of magical objects, too. And the library he had, ooh, it was an ogre, miss. Get it? As big as an ogre. Except ogres are stupid and libraries are smart.
Oh, fantastic. Our heroic sorcerer is nothing but a common thief, and one with a lousy sense of humor to boot.
Hold your horns there, my morose young man. You're looking at everything in the worst possible light. If you like, I can give you a pink crystal to look at the world through. That'll put a smile on your face. I was only looking for one book. The esteemed wizard took it to his grave. Literally. The thought of stealing never even crossed my mind. I left everything exactly where it was. The potions, the scrolls, the jewels, everything. I read, I learned some useful information, and I left. That's it.
You were in a tomb full of magical objects and scrolls, and you didn't take a thing? How have you survived this long?
Can you tell me how your friend got sick?
I have no idea, to be honest. We only became friends after I saved him from the snappers not long ago. You're better off asking him.
Sir, I'll tell you everything, but please, have mercy. I was just an ordinary gravedigger doing my job, when suddenly, somebody attacked me from behind and bit me, right here. I thought I was as good as dead. I panicked and spun around and whacked this thing with my shovel. And I saw it was a ghoul. It was laid out on the ground, twitching. I gave it a couple of wallops for good measure. And I felt fine, that's the honest truth. Except I haven't been able to eat a crumb of food since. I thought it was all those corpses of the damned rising from their graves. They stink to high heaven, I'm sure you've noticed it yourself. So I didn't know I was sick until your friend said it. I swear I didn't know.
You crept into a graveyard full of undead for the sake of a book?
When I went down into the crypt, there was no sign of any snappers. I found the book I was after, I read it, and it was so fascinating that I picked up another to read, and another. And then something made an almighty bang! The wizard himself had risen from his tomb! Well, wasn't I just shaking in my boots with my heart in my throat? But I very politely cast a spell on him, and he went down like a lamb. That's when I realized there was something weird going on outside. I decided to sit tight. There were plenty of books, so I wouldn't lack for something to do. Then later on, I heard shouting and I ran to the rescue. There you have it.
Canabris is under attack. Demons, dark creatures, cultists, marauders. The city is overrun. You're lucky you were away from the thick of things. An annoying little twerp like you would have been snuffed out in no time.
Oh, that does explain a lot. All the more reason to save as many people as we can.
What scroll are you talking about?
A scroll that can cure almost any affliction. They're very rare, and therefore extremely valuable. I'm no thief, but since it's for a good cause, I think we can borrow it from our dear departed wizard.
Alright, I'll get the scroll and help the gravedigger.
Really? You'll do it? Oh, praise the gods! Believe me, sir, I'll find a way to repay you, and I'll help however I can.
I knew you'd come to the right decision. Let's go. Time to get out of this graveyard. And remember, the crypt containing the scroll is all the way over yonder by the gate.
Okay,
Save everyone. No
so.
doubt about it.
Ah, er ist Sorcerer und hat Spell Uses. Kein Spellbook zu pflegen. Passt mir ehrlich gesagt ganz gut. Muss ich leider von den jeweiligen Spell-Users halt auch immer bedenken. So, das heißt, der kann da auch die Scrolls verwenden. Kann man mir reintun. Und da könnte man dann noch einmal Make Camp machen. Nachdem alle exhausted sein, wird es wahrscheinlich nicht die schlechteste Idee sein. So, er könnte Scrolls schreiben, was ich aber nicht mache. What the hell, jetzt haben wir alles ausgekaut? Protective Rituals, plus 9. Camouflage. Plus 8. Nightwatch. Kannst du kochen? Und dann 3er. Ist okay. Nightwatch. 7 und 3. Und dann tun wir das Scroll Scribing her. Wir scriben eh nichts, also ist egal. Und da fallen mir die Ingredients, aber egal für welches von den beiden Meals. Also begin resting. Is the violin the only instrument you play? I play the spoons myself, and a friend of mine produces the most melodious trills on his saw. You would love it. So, time passed. Alle wieder fit und ready für das Abenteuer, aber wir werden den Grabraub, The Great Heist, auf nächstes Mal verschieben. Ich werde an der Stelle für heute Schluss machen. Passt, glaube ich, ganz gut vom Punkt her und mich holt die Müdigkeit ein. Von dem her werden wir es an der Stelle einfach für heute gut sein lassen. Zeit fürs Bett, so schaut's aus. Das ist der Plan. Und der weitere Plan habe ich früher auch schon einmal gesagt. Okay, ich beende das Game noch nicht, weil wahrscheinlich will er dann wieder synken und alles schmiert ab. Das mache ich dann gleich. Morgen kein Stream. Morgen Abend habe ich vor, was anderes zu erledigen, was ich mir anschauen will und mir ein bisschen Pause zu gönnen. Donnerstag machen wir dann auf jeden Fall noch einmal weiter mit dem Pathfinder DLC. Donnerstag sollten wir auf jeden Fall noch nicht fertig werden und dann planen wir am Donnerstag einfach weiter, ob wir Freitag auch noch einen machen oder wie es mit dem Wochenende ausschaut. Details muss man nicht heute haben. Morgen auf jeden Fall. Genießt die Zeit anders, ohne mich irgendwie. Gibt sicher Möglichkeiten ohne Ende. Und damit sage ich vielen Dank fürs Dabeisein, vielen Dank fürs Einschalten. Schlaft's gut. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Baba. Es war mir eine Freude. Ciao, ciao, gute Nacht.